goes from, this has a scale that goes from 0 to 5. This one goes from 0 to 15. So if you had a higher, like if you were, if I was sitting there like the electricity in the building, which goes up to 15 amps, I set it up on that.
Okay.
This is low, so that's why I thought from 0 to 5.
Okay.
It's like lions killed Okay, so this is my variable power source. So I've got a voltmeter that I've got hooked up across the 10 ohm resistor. That is the voltmeter in parallel or in series?
Parallel.
Parallel.
Because there's two wires.
Not really.
Kinda.
There's two things that electric.
So here's the story. So if and then the amp meter is hooked up in series. And here's how I can tell. So if I turn this on and crank this up, okay, I've got a reading on an amp meter. But if I disconnect that, circuit goes dead. Right? If I reconnect it, circuit goes live. So this is hooked up in series. But here's my voltmeter. If I disconnect that, the amp meter is still going. All right? So that's the difference between parallel versus in series.
Oh, that one's parallel, this one's series.
You just said that.
Yeah, I connected it.
In series or parallel?
Parallel?
All right.
24 hours.
So let's say I don't know what the resistance is. Okay? So what could I measure to figure out the experimental value for the resistance? So I'm going to vert it up. So I'm going to crank this up. I'll turn this down to like. So I'm at 2.5 volts. And I've got an amperage of about 0.25. Okay, so somebody remember, write down these numbers. 2.5 volts and 0.25 amps. Okay, so if we vert it up,
No, I did hurt. Don't worry. You won't see me this.
2.5.
so I've got 2.5 volts. I've got the current was
0.25.
0.25 amps. I did
Come on, that's a bit.
10 of them.
I definitely checked
Now, got one more. So now I'm going to increase this. So now I've got a voltage of 5.
Yes.
So I got the voltage cranked up to 5. So what's happened to the desire to go get Chipotle?
Increase.
It's increased.
I'm hungry.
You're hungry.
Yum.
But now my amps have gone up to 0.5. So now what's happened to the number of kids going down to the office? More because
There's Chipotle.
there's more of a desire to go to Chipotle. You're hungrier, so more kids are going to go.
Is the ratio the
Right?
same?
So this is 5 and
25. No desire.
notice that it's still, I'm going to take 5 volts, divide that by 45 amps, I still get.
Shoot.
Now, interesting thing happened. Could I graph this as a linear relationship?
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, let's find a couple more points.
No.
ate carrots one time in my life.
I mean, if you really want it to be.
When it's like something burning,
Y-axis, it's me, and current on the x-axis.
Yeah.
It's linear.
Okay?
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
So we had 2.5, so here's 2.5, there's 5.
Yeah.
So I got 2.5 volts. That was 0.25. The other one was 0.5. So now I got 0.25 and 2.5. And then I've got 0.5 and 5. Nice linear relationship. So what does the slope of this line represent?
Ohms.
This is a
Sensitivity.
measure of
Resistance rents.
So this
Good job,
is
group
y
leader.
equals
And
mx.
Yo!
That's the
Okay, it's just a linear function. Now, we change it up. So that was a 10 ohm resistor. So,
Why does it smell like it's burning?
this is just getting a little bit.
Oh, okay.
So now, I'm going to disconnect my voltmeter. Everything stays the same. I'm going to keep this setting the same. Okay? But now,
Oh, it's gone.
I'm going to jump up to a 51 ohm resistor. So I'm going to go from a 10 ohm resistor to a 51 ohm resistor. Okay? I kept my power supply the same. Okay? So now I'm going to go up to over to the 51. So what should happen to the current? It's going to go down. Why?
More resistance.
More resistant.
Right? So it's hard. The hallway is getting more crowded. Okay? More people in the hallway. There's more jostling going on. So now when I hook up the voltmeter though, okay, voltmeter went up. Okay? Voltmeter went up. So this is a variable power supply. So it kind of mediates trying to find the sweet spot. So this is why that reading changed. But now I should be able to calculate my resistance. So my voltage is now like 7.5. And my amps are 0.15. So write that down, 7.5, 0.15. So I got 7.5 volts. So on this graph, now I'm up to like 7.5 volts. But I've got 0.15 amps. So what's happened to the line?
We got Steve.
Why?
Hey, that's pretty
High
big.
Because there's high resistance.
Please,
Slope
the resistance
represents-
slope. Ohm.
Resistance.
Resistance.
So, anybody got a calculator?
Hey, we got Shannon.
Somebody have a calculator in the phone?
We got Shannon.
Is resistance a slope?
Somebody take 7.5.
Oh. I thought
What
current
was
was a
the
slope
numbers?
because look how
No. Current is the x-axis.
And 0.15.
Yeah.
0.15, 7.5.
So 7.5 divided by
Are you joking?
0.15.
No,
that's-
look.
It's your half divided by 50.
It is
I
is current.
And we should get something around 50.
You put
Okay.
the name over the I.
Now,
No.
we're going to change it up. So now we're going to try and force electricity from something that doesn't want to have electricity forced through it.
Why not? Like that. Like what?
This pencil.
Oh, that's bad.
It's
Okay.
gonna
Is it gonna
So-
heat up really
Good
hot?
It could.
So.
What? That is not what I said. That is not what I said. That is not what I said.
Back to electricity.
That is not what I said. I did not say that. What he said. Hey, we need you to stay here to make sure. Good camera. Alright, get the bag.
Okay, Bar, you got that on camera? That's awesome.
All right. So I'm going to hook this up.
That's scary me.
We'll try and measure everything. Switch it.
Keep an eye on it.
So this is always a disadvantage. Break. Be careful, but I'm trying.
Yo, please, Mr. Boyle.
Hey, too much current. Remember, you gotta tap it. You grab it and shot.
You're right, you're right.
Right. Okay. All right. So turn this on.
Turn
Oh,
up
it's
the
not
heat.
already on.
Okay. So as I increase,
It's not going up.
it's not going up, right?
Why is that?
So let's try and measure the resistance or the voltage drop across it.
I think that's a lot. Just a little bit. I don't know.
What's the voltage?
Oh, Lee. Water resistance.
Back off.
Yeah, settle down there, young buster.
I didn't say anything. I just said golly.
So basically, you should just fail him. If he doesn't fail himself.
You hurt yourself, dude?
No, he's locked in.
I thought you did for a second.
Ever heard of Superman?
Oh, there you go.
Okay. So We got a voltage of about 7, and we have no amps, basically.
How does that make sense?
Okay. So what's happening is that this is creating such
Impermeable.
No, impermeable. We should try it. No.
Impenetrable.
Nice.
Impenetrable.
Situation where the chihuahuas were trying to force electrons through it,
Too many people.
and that material is basically blocking it.
Too many people involved.
So if I crank this up,
We ever get an
if I turn it, and notice that this voltage has gone all the way up to like, now we're up to like 10,
It explodes.
then we're up to like 12,
Oh crap.
Oh dear.
and we're up to like 15, and we're still really not really even budging on the amp meter.
Would I die if I touched?
No.
Oh.
No, I'm gonna crank this.
Oh,
Spontaneously
Voltage
combust,
doesn't count current.
If I
Okay.
touch
Don't
that-
touch it! So if I crank this up more and more and more,
Mr. President.
hold on, just,
What if we all hold hands and then touch it?
no, hold
Or
on.
I'm waiting for some smoke.
Well, that's what should happen.
We want the smoke.
One strong pencil, Mr. Burkhan.
Yeah, it's probably a little too thick. so-
No.
Wait, wouldn't it? What if you find a smaller? What if you do the smaller pencil? So it's like, hey, I was
No, usually.
It's the insulator of the wood.
I think it's because I'm here.
Yeah, blink Gavin.
Not sure what that is.
Gavin, you're right. It's hot here because you're here. Because it was sharper on both sides.
No, I know.
So usually what, it might take a while, but usually what happens is that it does begin to like smoke and boil, and because there's so much resistance to it.
That's scary.
Or
It's getting a little bit warm.
potentially, if they're like kind of in the middle, like it's broken and they're actually split.
Oh, it is getting a bit warm actually.
Or do you think the
lead
lead's
could be
still
scary.
like connected in one piece? Because it might be broken into 2 pieces. If you think about
It
it.
could be.
I can bring a metal pencil.
We should do that metal right there.
No.
Oh no. Yeah, you're right. That's a bad idea.
Here, let's use
What about one of these,
let's use
Burkhan?
Gavin's tongue.
No, that's a bad idea.
Good idea.
Okay, I'll try that tomorrow with a different pencil. But what should happen, and has always happened before, is that the pencil gets really, really hot
He's gonna
because
forget
there's
about
so
it
much
tomorrow.
resistance,
Lights are too bright.
and then it blows up.
Or can I get a piece of
not
lead real
blows up,
quick?
but it gets really hot. Huh?
Should I go get a piece of lead real quick?
Yeah, you might try it if you got one.
Oh, I have one too.
I think Nathan's got it.
Wait, this piece of lead.
He's gonna get out that pencil kit.
TikTok shop.
Guys, I got the team in one.
You got what?
I got this from China. It's my special pencil with special lead. 120 pieces.
Oh my god.
He got it.
TikTok shop. Hold it out 38.
It's thick.
Yeah, 0.7. Use
Did you
0.7.
actually get that off the TikTok
Off
shop?
China. Look at that. That's not gonna
I hate
happen.
0.7.
That's gonna be great.
I thought you were
Oh, that might break.
Put the paper under it.
Well,
Yeah, nice idea.
Oh my!
It was so worried,
That's scary. That actually scared me.
Yes.
Only $1.
hold on.
Nathan, why do you have that case just for
Because I got it from
break,
China.
I got it. Wait, or try
This is
this.
Chinese.
I saw it on TikTok.
Oh, hold on. Let me try this one first.
That's a good
Ooh.
Okay, so
Don't worry about it.
monitor the voltage.
No, gracias.
I'll monitor
So
the.
this actually has some.
No, 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 no.
Now we can't
Oh, it
see.
does?
Oh, look, we got amperage.
Gavin, we can't see.
Oh, we got smoke.
We
I'm
got
moving.
we got flow.
You know what they
It's time to
say,
touch it.
Where there's smoke, you got fire.
We got smoke.
Pop smoke? Did anyone pop smoke?
We got smoke.
Is there a good
Yeah,
fire?
Can I touch the lead?
Everyone's
Touch it.
Yes, Gavin, do it.
Everyone's
Now we got.
Everyone's
There we go.
No.
We got a nice glow on that one. So what's happening?
Touch it, Luis.
So why did it start to
good.
glow from an? What's happening on the atomic
Electrons-
level?
Electrons want to go through, but they can't.
So
they're
what
hitting
is-
against each
I'm
other.
sorry.
Turns into photons.
That's on me.
So the Chihuahuas are angry, right? So
Yeah.
what are the Chihuahuas doing?
They're hitting each other.
They're jumping up, and
Bloodshed.
they don't like it, but then
Yeah.
what are they doing? They have to come back down, and then they're going, yip, yip, yip.
Oh.
And in a spectrum that we can see it. So at first, it just would have been thermal. It would have just been infrared, where we would have been able to feel it as warmth. But then when we cranked it up high enough, the Chihuahua was going through such a big jump that we were able to see it as. Now you want to try yours?
Wait, so they drop energy levels and they release energy?
Okay.
How much was it?
Is it warm? It's so lit, bro.
No.
You're supposed to
Not
go
really.
like 50.
Why is that lead so thick?
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Millimeters.
Yeah.
So we'll try this one.
China? I think so.
What did you just get for no reason?
No, it came with the pack of like pencils like that. It's 2.0.
So we still got some time.
Sheesh. It's for drawing, I think.
That actually might.
It's getting hot in here.
Oh, it's smoking. It's
getting hot.
Somebody go run up and turn out the lights.
Turn off the lights.
Run!
Run, Elliot, run!
That was the fastest
He
Elliot
can't lose.
Alright,
He can't lose.
No, that's the fastest he's ever walked.
He can't
That's
lose.
the fastest I've ever seen him walk in class.
He walked as fast as
Anyways,
Get all of them.
Literally.
All of them.
Watching.
No!
Wrong
No!
Wrong way, Elliot.
Touch the bottom. The bottom. Stop touching the top.
We need you, group leader.
Group leader.
Oh, he just
All right.
walk in that general direction.
So now we'll crank it up.
My 2.0.
Works.
We might have to get Nathan and we might have to get yours.
I have more, don't worry, Mr. Brown.
Well,
Oh,
No, it's
hey,
gonna take a while.
Vegas don't want the smoke, Bert.
Will there be more current?
Get it? They don't want to
There'd be
smoke
more
'cause
current,
it's
so
not-
less resistance.
Nathan, give me one of yours. Because I want you to be able to see it grow.
It's because mine has more current, doesn't it?
Wherever.
Or it's just, it just doesn't have
Wait,
it.
crank.
So you've got a bigger cross section. So if you look at this,
It's bigger.
this has a bigger cross sectional area than Nathan's. Nathan's lead was really thin. So it didn't have much cross sectional area. So this has a bigger cross sectional area, so there's less resistance.
Less resistance.
So Nathan, let's try yours.
Can you see?
Can I still touch
Someone
my
get their
2.0?
phone out.
I got you.
Oh.
She's got
Woo.
it. You told me 5 times.
I got this, Mr. Brown.
Me?
That's a tiny one.
I feel like we're in surgery.
Can I still have my
This is
2.0?
surgery.
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the worst that can happen? All right, we're good.
What's the worst thing?
He said, and then the world ended.
Ooh, there we go.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I can't see Mr. Burke.
Yeah, I mean, you should touch it.
Yeah, should I touch it? Can I touch it?
So I turn it down.
Kevin, don't do that.
Okay, so I'm getting, so there's less and less current. So now you would just be able to feel that as heat. So the Chihuahuas are just giving off infrared, but not visible light.
Group leader, can I
But
touch
if I
it?
crank it up,
Sort of like edging.
then
Oh, but now we're.
A lot of photons.
Now we're.
now we got a lot of photons
Yeah.
going
No,
on.
you have the
Because now we have a lot of angry
Yeah, we were
Chihuahuas.
edging it. It's a scientific term.
I don't feel
I don't
it.
think it
I
is,
just want to
man.
touch
Oh,
it.
I
Don't
saw.
touch it! No!
You know what? Bergkamp just
Oh,
walked over
yeah.
it.
You know,
No.
I mean, live and learn.
No,
Get
right.
Okay.
right in.
We should do
All
that.
right.
It's like,
Back again.
I can smell